Hello, I am Sierra Earle with the Kenton County Public Library, and today is Monday, October 24th, 2016, and I will be interviewing Lee Stauber at the Covington Library of the Kenton County Public Library. The other person attending this interview is our videographer, Mike Bloom of the Kenton County Public Library. This interview is being conducted for the Kenton County Public Library's Veteran Oral History Project in conjunction with the Library of Congress Veterans Oral History Project. Please state your full name, birth date, branch of service, highest rank, and dates of service.
Leo W. Stauber, August the 5th, 1931. The highest, I was in the United States Air Force from January the 2nd of 1951 to January the 1st, 1955.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about before you were in the service. Where were you born at?
I was born in Dayton, Kentucky.
In Kentucky. And what are your parents' names?
My parents' names? My father's name was Christian Stauber, and my mother's name was Christine Stauber.
And what did your parents do for a living?
My father, it was during the Depression. He died in 1935. I was just a little one, so I don't remember him too well. But I think he was he built the shelves and that for Kroger's. He worked for Kroger's. And my mother at the time, she was raising 6 children. Then she went to work for the WPA after he passed away. And then she went to work as a seamstress, I think, for Pogues. She took in like a lot of stuff. She did a lot of work at home, ironing for people and hanging curtains, stuff like that.
And what are the names of your siblings?
My brother, the oldest one, was Christian, and then the next sister, her name was Ida. The next sister was Jeanette. Another sister, Ruth. Then myself, and then my youngest sister, Mary.
What was your home life like?
I'm sorry?
What was your home life like? Did you like where did you live or stuff like that?
It was very, very wholesome, to be honest with you. Very good.
Okay.
We went to church. We always went to church. That was a big thing in our life, was going to church and that. Mom saw that we went Mass. In school, we went to Corpus Christi grade school, so that was Mass every morning. I was a server. It was a good home life.
Where did you go to church at?
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah, Newport.
Where did you go to school at?
Corpus Christi grade school, then I went to Newport Catholic High School.
Did you participate in any athletics or activities there?
I started out my freshman year football, and then I got a job opportunity to work at Sunshine's hardware store after school, so I had to quit that, and I went to work, and I actually supported myself to get through high school, pay my tuition.
Okay.
All 4 years, the rest of the 4 years.
Okay, so let's move into your military service. When did you join the service?
We joined, actually, I guess it would be the 2nd of January, 1951.
Were you in college at that point, or?
I'm sorry?
Were you in college then, or?
No, I didn't go to college.
You didn't go to college?
No.
Okay. Did you enlist right after high school, or?
Well, no, after high school, I had a couple of jobs. The last one was I was an apprentice pipe fitter, and that's when I decided we were going to go into service rather than be an apprentice pipe fitter. So,
how did you choose the branch of service that you joined?
there were 4 of us, 4 buddies, and the war started like in last of August of 50, and then August, September, I think October. The 4 of us went to join the Marines, and we took the written test and passed that. We went to the physical exam, and the one guy didn't pass it, so we just walked out. Then about 2 months later, we decided to try it again. The one guy said no, he wasn't going to go, but the 3 of us went to try. We went to the Air Force then, and this guy did not pass the physical again. So the other fellow and myself, we said, well, we're going to go in. So we went in the Air Force. That would have been, actually we were in December but they said because of the holidays, so on and so forth, we wouldn't be leaving until the 1st or 2nd of January.
How old were you when you enlisted?
Let's see, I guess I was 19. Yeah, I was 19.
And were the guys that you enlisted with, were they friends from school or friends from your neighborhood?
Neighborhood, well, school and neighborhood, yeah.
Did you end up serving with any of them? Were you together or?
We were promised we would serve together, this buddy of mine. Anyhow, we got on the train, went down to Lackland, and as soon as we got off of Lackland, they had trucks there. His name started with an E, and mine started last name, and then mine started with an S. He got on that truck, I got on that truck. I never saw him again until the end of 4 years when we got discharged. So we didn't serve together, no.
Okay. Can you describe your basic training or your first?
Well, we went, as I said, we went to Lackland, and it was so crowded out. We were sleeping in tents. It was so crowded. We were in the barracks were full, so we were in tents, and a couple of guys actually one guy they had taken to the hospital. I don't know, got pneumonia or whatever. I don't know. Anyhow, they decided after 3 weeks they would send us to Roswell, New Mexico to finish our basic. We just started it there. And so we went to Roswell, New Mexico. We had 8 weeks of basic training there. It was pretty good. I mean, it was just what you would expect. A lot of marching, a lot of running, a lot of drilling. Up at 4 in the morning, in bed at 9 o'clock at night. Just like anything else, I guess.
Did you have any time for entertainment or anything like that?
I'm sorry.
Did you have any time for entertainment while you were there?
Did
you, like entertainment, like did you guys do anything like to socialize or movies or?
Well, sure, yeah. Yeah, they had the, there was a pub or not a pub, there was a bar on the base, because in England we had a pub. And we could go to the Airmen's Club and we would drink there. Oh yeah, we could. Not in basic training now, it was after basic. Nothing during basic now.
Nothing during basic. So you were in Roswell at the end of basic training?
Mm-hmm.
And then where did you go after?
Roswell. Well, I was in Roswell. Actually, I was in Roswell. That was my home base for 2 years. But during the 2 years, I was gone over a year. I went. I went temporary. I went to TDY, and let me think just for a minute. The first time I went TDY, where did I go? I think that was Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Went to school there for teletype school. I actually wanted to fly. They had me listed to be a plane mechanic, and I didn't like that. So they moved me from that to, I was driving a follow-me Jeep. The plane would land, he'd follow me in, and I'd landing. And then I'd have to guess up the planes. I didn't like that, so I guess a lieutenant, if he could get me into flying. And he said, well, there's a radio operator. He said, there's a communication opening. Why don't you go up to their squadron, communications squadron. I did. They said they had an opening for teletype. I didn't even know what teletype was. I had no idea. So I said, I'll take it. So they sent me to teletype school. I got there and they said, do you know how to type? And I said, no. What is this? Anyhow, so I learned how to type, and it was not what I thought at all. Anyhow, I went to teletype school, came back to Roswell. I was back there a short time. We went over to, then we went temporary TDY for three months over to Lake and Heath, England. Flew over and flew back. And then, let's see, after that, I came back. I went to crypto school. That was in, that was at Scott Air Force Base, Belleville, Illinois. That was like 3 months there. And then, let's see, then after that, let's see, I returned to Walker. And then in January of '53, we flew to Goose Bay, Labrador, just a captain and myself, to work in a crypto room up there. We were only there 2 weeks. And then I got a message that I was granted a permanent change of station, which I'd asked for to go any place, and it happened to be for England. So there I went to Upper Hayford, England. And that's where I spent the rest of the almost 2 years.
What did you do once you were in England for those 2 years?
I'm sorry?
What did you do in England for those 2 years?
What did I, job?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was your job?
Cryptographer.
Cryptographer.
Codes, we would encode and decode messages, stuff like that.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit more about what you did there as far as what your day was like inside the office, or?
Oh, it was pretty nice. We worked double shifts.
Okay.
When we did the crypto room, only 6 people were allowed in. One was the President of the United States, commander of the base, and then our commanding officer, and then there was 4 of us. Anyhow, we had a bunk in there, and we would, if we went in and worked like second shift, we could stay second and sleep for the third shift, and wake up and go decode message, things like that. So we could work double shifts. So we would get like maybe work 2 or 3 days, and then you're off for a week. So we would go to London and party down in London.
All right, that sounds like a good time.
It was pretty good.
And at the end of your service, what was it like coming home?
Well, coming home was almost the same as going over. We went over in February for Upper Hayford. We went over there in February, and the weather was terrible, horrible. We were on a boat. I think it was built in early 1940 or something like that, and everybody was getting sick. Fortunately, I was working in the kitchen, so I didn't get sick. I was eating pretty good. Coming back in November of '54, same thing. It was just horrible weather. And one of the guys on board had developed something, I don't know what it was, but it was contagious. So we had to stop in St. John's, Newfoundland, drop him off. Otherwise, we would have been quarantined for a month in New Jersey. So, anyhow, we got back in November of '54.
Okay. And let's see here. Were you offered to re-enlist, or did you choose not to?
I was up for promotion. They asked me if I would re-enlist, and I said no. So I didn't get the promotion.
Okay. Did you? What was your plan then after the end of the service? Then did you want to go back to work, or did you want to go?
I had met some women, met some girls, and stuff like that. So we decided not to go back, do anything else. We went to work. Yeah, went to work. Ran out of my mustard out pay ran out, so I had to go to the job. And my brother-in-law said they had an opening over at a printing plant where he worked. I didn't want to go back to being a pipe fitter, so I thought, well, sorry that. So that's what I did. That was the rest of my life.
All right. How was the adjustment out of being out of the military back into civilian life?
Pretty easy. Pretty nice. Very nice. Yeah, it was nice. I kind of miss it after you're out a while. You say, gee, I wish I would have stayed in, but not really. It was pretty nice.
Are you active in any veterans organizations?
Any what?
Veterans organizations? Are you active in any veterans organizations?
Well, let's see. I'm not actually in that. I am an American Legion, but I don't do much. I just belong to it. I work with another gentleman of mine. We're in charge of the military committee at our church. Not really, not too much. Not really.
Do you still keep in touch with anyone that you served
Yes.
with?
Well, that's the fellow I sent some letters out trying to find some of the old buddies. I only knew one was up in Ohio. And so I sent out letters trying to find some of the other ones. I found one, my best buddy. He was up in New York. And so that was about 3 or 4 years ago. I finally found him. So we get together. That's the ones who were just down and visiting us a couple of months ago.
And how was your family life after you came back? Like, how was your mom and your siblings, and how was that kind of homecoming?
My what?
How was your homecoming with
Oh, it was nice. It was good. They were all glad to see me. Certainly, I guess they were. I lived with my mother. She lived in an apartment, so I lived with her for like, let's see, 55 till we got married. 50, about 3 years, 2 or 3 years, something like that. Lived in the apartment with her.
And what year did you get married?
56. 7. 57. 57?
Yes, good. How many years?
What year did you get married?
57.
Yeah, that's what I
She
said.
seems pretty sure about that.
We'll ask that question again. What year did you get married?
1957.
Good answer.
They'll be 60 next year.
Did you?
No trick questions, please.
Okay, sorry. That was a trick question. Okay. And did you meet your spouse? What is her name? And did you meet her before you were in the service or after the service?
No, when I was in the service, my youngest sister was working with some girls, so she said she has to write to me. She wanted to write, she could write to me. So she started writing to me for, I guess, the last 6-8 months I was in England. And so I told her when I come home, we'll go out for a date. So we did. And then just went from there. We got married eventually in 57.
And what's your spouse's name, just for the record?
Martha.
Martha. Okay. And did you guys have any children? Or
8.
8 children. Okay. And what are their names?
I'm sorry?
What are their names?
The oldest one is Christian. The next one is Lee. Then there's Scott. There's 3 boys. Then the girls, there's 5 girls. Jane, Angela, Marta, Jenny, and Mary. Yeah. Wow.
And did you've stayed here in Northern Kentucky then since you've returned?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a general question about reflections. Would there be anything you'd like us to add to this interview? Anything about your military service or anything we may have missed or something you'd like to share?
No, yeah. Let me see. I just a couple of things I put down. Let's see. There's a lot of things I got to see that I would never have seen in my life. I mean, when I said Walker, from our barracks you could see El Capitan and those Sierra Blanca mountains from our barracks. Things like I could see. Went to Juarez, Mexico, Carlsbad Caverns. And then, of course, there were Cheyenne days in Wyoming. Wasn't too much in Scott. Lincoln Heath was pretty nice. The first time I ever been to England, and it was pretty neat. And Goose Bay was cold. We got up there. That's a good one. We were there only, like I said, 2 weeks, but we got up there, and they said it was wind chill. It was minus 33 when we got off the plane. Flew up in a B-36, first time I ever flew one of them. And but I met a kid up there was from Newport, amazingly, and the snow was on this. This is no joke. They were Quonset huts. You couldn't see out the windows. The snow was up over the windows. But we went to a base theater. You couldn't get off. There's no gate to get off the base. You're stuck. So, but they did have a theater. So we went to the base theater. He's wearing a jacket, just a regular little jacket. And I got all this big fur line, all the parka and all that stuff. It was freezing. So anyhow, it was something to see. So we flew back. We was only there 2 weeks. I wouldn't want to be up there. These guys get I think they're only there. Their tour duty is 9 months up there, and they could come back. So, and then the other thing about Hayford, I was there for the Queen's coronation. Got to see that. A lot of people wouldn't see that. And I don't know, it was just a different world over there. We'd go to the pubs, and the blokes, they like to sing. In the evening, everybody's singing, so we all joined in. It was kind of neat, but they sing in their pubs. So we did that, played darts, met a lot of girls over there, and we had a pretty good time. Okay, that's enough, Martha.
Have you been back to England since your time in the service?
Did I what?
Have you gone back to England since your time in the service?
Yeah, we went over. We went on a trip over. Martha and I went over. We did try to find the Douglas House, which was an airman's club over there in London, where we always went all the time. Every time we go down, we go there. And it's changed now. It's a hotel now. It's not an airman's club anymore. But we've been to London, yeah.
Let's see. Did your military service impact your feelings about the military in general? Did your service, your time in the service, impact your feelings about the military or military service in general?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I think every young guy should go in. I really do. It's good for you. You grow up pretty quick. I mean, there's things I never dreamt of that I could do went and I could, so I think it's great. I really do think, every kid should go, every boy. How about girls, the boys should.
Let's see.
Did the World War II guys have a big effect on you and your decision to go in?
Yeah, my brother was in the Second World War, and he was on Red Ball Express, and I had a brother-in-law was in the Marines. I saw his uniform, I thought it was pretty neat, that's why we were talking about joining the Marines, but yeah, World War II had a lot of impact on, yeah.
So your work, did that involve the Korean conflict?
Yes, well, yeah, I went in for the Korean War. It was over in '53, and they let a lot of guys come out. Whoever enlisted, prior for the war, they let them out. But our AFSC, which was the job I was doing, they were short, so they wouldn't let us out. We were crypto operators, so they didn't let us out.
What are your thoughts on Korea today?
Well,
Pretty big mess up north.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. It's still the same. I'm fortunate I didn't have to go there. I'll be honest with you. When I cleared the base to go to England for permanent change of station, the next guy going with my AFSC job description was to Korea. But I'm sure he would have been well behind the lines and all that. There would have been no action or nothing like that. But yeah, today it's just as bad today as it was then. I got a goofball over there.
Mm-hmm.
I love to say that.
You sure are. There's been a lot worse things said on these interviews, trust me.
Yeah. Okay, this is a fun question. How did you travel overseas? Like when you went to England, how did you travel?
Well, we went on a train all the time down to London, and then we would down in London was always cabs. You jump in a cab and fly here and go over there. Most of it.
How much experience did you have with flying before you enlisted?
I never flew before. The first time I flew was when they put me as a plane mechanic. I flew on a C-17, and my job description when they put me on it was to pass out the puke bags. Anybody got sick, I was supposed to pass out the puke bags. Anyhow, we're up on the flight after a while. I mean, I couldn't believe looking down first time I ever flew in my life. I'm looking at it, wow. And within, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, I fell asleep. I mean, with the drone of the engine or whatever, there's no insulation or anything, so you're sitting there, metal, against metal like that. So it just put me to sleep. And I don't know if anybody needed a puke bag or not, but they didn't get one for me. But that was my first flight. And then I flew quite a bit, but I liked it. But we flew to England and back, and then we flew Goose Bay, Labrador, I flew from Cheyenne, my own home. Yeah, I like flying. Yeah, nice.
Were you ever scared of heights or no?
No.
Did you have any fear of flying?
I'll tell you, when I was, as I told you, I wanted to be, I told the lieutenant I wanted to fly. We had gone up to another fellow and myself, we went up to gunnery school and tried to sign up for gunnery school. And evidently they called back at our headquarters and they got our first sergeant. Boy, we got back and he just chewed us out something up and down. They put you where they want you, you're gonna be a mechanic, you're not gonna be, blah, blah, blah. So we didn't get that. But we wanted to fly. I wanted to fly, so does other kid. But we didn't get it.
Have you taken any flying lessons since
No.
your service? No.
No.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's talk a little bit more about military life. What was the housing like in the plane?
When I first went to Roswell, we were sleeping in tar paper shacks. They were built for World War II, actually, or it was the beginning of World War II, I think. But they were, we'd have dust storms, and the dust come right inside. I mean, you had that much dust on your bed. It was terrible. Then they moved us over after that was basic training. Then they moved us over to the squadron, different squadrons, and that was pretty nice. They weren't bad at all then. They were nice, And then we went to England. We had Qantas huts for probably the first 4 months, I think. And after that, we moved into the old RAF barracks, which were very nice. They were real nice. and that was, stayed there the rest of the time I was there.
How was the food?
It was great. There's another thing, over in, I thought it was anyhow, in England, the RAF, the guys come in, the blokes come in, they just loved our food. I mean, they could come in and eat our mess hall. I mean, I think that was the greatest thing in the world. Some of the stuff was good, some was bad, but to them it was all good. They liked it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Was there anything in particular that was really good, or?
I loved to go. I still eat it today. SOS. I won't say what it is, but it was breakfast, and it's cream beef on toast. Yeah, and I loved that. It was good. We used to go from it. Again, we had our pass in our pocket because we were working different shifts, so we could go to the mess hall anytime we wanted. So we'd go in at midnight and eat breakfast at midnight, go to work, come back, and like next morning eat breakfast again. You know, so but I like that. It was good food.
Okay, and did you receive any advanced or specialized training other than the teletype school?
Oh, teletype and then crypto. It was two different schools, completely different. Crypto well, I don't have to talk. We weren't allowed to talk about it when we got out. When I got out, they offered a position if I wanted to go to NSA, National Security Agency. They would take people that, the same type of work that the new title, I forget what they call it now, something kind of wait a minute, Electronic Intercept Operations Specialist. That's what they call it now, to the crypto operator. But it's coding, decoding, and I was offered a job up there. I mean, I could have gone up there. I offered a job. They told me that they would hire me if I'd go up. I didn't want to go.
Okay. What rank did you hold at the completion of?
When I came out, I was Airman First Class.
Okay. And then it says here, what about after basic training? How did do the ranks change throughout your service?
How
did your ranks move during your service?
Well, let's see. I think I became you were private. I was a PFC. Probably within 6 months, I got PFC, and then probably another 6-8 months of corporal, and then Airman First Class. I got that right as I was going to permanent change of station in England. I got Airman First Class, and then when I was over in England, I was put up twice for Staff Sergeant. The first time would have been in, I would say, August of '54, and I didn't get it. And then I also went then probably October '54 again. I was put up, and they asked me if I was going to re-enlist, and I said no. I said you might just want to give it to somebody else. So I didn't get a promotion there.
I'm trying to think if I have anything on.
I know you touched on it before, but if you had grandkids that are family that wants to go in the service, would you encourage that? Would you be okay with that?
I would say, I honestly, I really believe that every boy should go either after high school or college, one of the two, should go to the service. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. Great experience. And I don't know. I think it makes a man out of you. I do. I don't know if any of my grandchildren will do it, but I would encourage them, yeah.
Did any of your children join the service?
Once my one boy, the second boy was, he got out after, I think he was promoted to, he was captain, I think, wasn't he? He made up the captain, and he just decided it was enough and he got out. So, I don't know.
Well, anything else you'd like to add? Anything that we?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay.
Not really.
All right.
Some of the stuff I had written, some of my son had asked me to put some of that stuff down. That's why I got some of these notes that I have here, and it's just strictly things that he had asked me about. I used to write them down sometime, Dad, so I did.
Yeah. Did we get all the notes that he wanted you to add?
Well, some of the things he likes to hear. when we were in England, the first Christmas in England, it was Christmas Eve, and about 6 of us went to Bicester, a little city outside of 6 miles from base, and we were in the pub, and a bunch of guys from the supply squadron came in. We were in this room over here, and on this room the blokes were all over here, the Englishmen were all over here. We were here, and the bar goes right across there. Somehow or other got into a fight with all the guys from supply, and all it was a big fight, and there was bottles flying, and the blokes were throwing bottles, and everything was happening. Anyhow, they come and get us. The red caps came for the blokes, and then the APs came, the air police came and got us, hauled us back to base, and then the next day, which was Christmas Day, we had to march up to the provost marshal's office, and we had to stay on the base for a month. They took away our pass for a month for the fight, but it's just a little tidbit that's all kinds of little tidbit.
But at least you won the fight, right?
I'm not too sure.
One of those
I
nights.
didn't get hurt. We had one kid though. He got a bad cut in his head from a bottle. Got hit in a bottle with. I'm not too sure we won or not. To be honest with you.
One of
I
those
think we were drinking a little bit too
One
much.
of those nights, huh?
Yeah, one of those nights.
Alright. I will, so, I'm gonna go ahead and read the conclusion here. This is Sierra Earl, and I am concluding my interview today with Lee Stauber.